Hey everybody, welcome to week 4 of our English 1010 online course. So in this video, I want to go through the assignments that we're going to look at this week. We're still working on our response paper to Rodriguez. So this week we get started with our drafting of the response paper. I've got a bunch of really helpful mini lessons for you this week, so I'll make sure to highlight those. And in this video, keep your ears open and tune in for the chat check-in number 4 prompt. It's coming. You don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. So I'm going to walk through the assignments, look at the videos. We'll talk about the chat check-in prompt at some point in there, and then I'll close the video out with some quick announcements. So let's head over to the Canvas view and we'll get right to it. Okay, so here we are in week 4. Just looking from our home screen at the assignments as they come in chronological order, you'll do chat check-in number 4, which will be due on the 15th, along with your response paper rough draft. And again, we're going to do peer review on the discussion thread, just like we did last project. So you want to post your draft. You want to give feedback to 2 classmates. So you'll have 3 total responses on that discussion thread. Again, you have the opportunity to do an extra credit grammar screencast. So for this project, we've talked about pronouns, and this week's grammar vid, as you'll see, deals with subject-verb agreement. So you can deal with those 2 grammar issues. You can also include last project's grammar tidbits as well. So if you want to talk about commas, if you want to talk about sentence structure in this screencast as well, go for it. And then our final paper and the reflection letter will be due on Sunday. For extra credit, if you're feeling frisky, if you're feeling like you're really on top of things and you've got your response paper done and in good shape, you can also do an early summary of the hooks piece for next project. So this is totally extra credit. It is not required. But if you want to get a little bit ahead of the game, you can go ahead and read the hooks piece, which is down here, right? I'm going ahead now, so heads up. Hooks, keeping close to home, class, and education. Bell Hooks is a fabulous scholar. She's a very important scholar. And this piece is not easy, okay? So that's why I'm giving you guys extra credit if you start tackling it a little bit early, because I think you might need that extra time. So give it a shot, a quick summary. You guys can look at that. I'm hoping that everyone takes advantage of it, but again, it's not required. Okay, so these are what we're doing this week. I'm going to go into our project, our week 4 overview to look at this part of project 2. Okay, so let's look at our schedule. So you want to watch your week 4 instructor video, which you're already doing. High five for that. And you want to review Rodriguez. And if you need to, also review Villanueva. We worked a lot with annotating those pieces last week, but this week you might want to review just so that it's fresh in your mind. Your chat check-in is due right away, and along with your rough draft. You want to get those things in motion so that you can participate in peer review. We also have optional conferences, which is weirdly missing in that square, but again, I'll be doing 2 open office hours this week. So on the weeks that we're doing drafting, I do open office hours both on Wednesday and on Thursday from 2 to 3. So keep your eyes peeled for the Zoom invites on those days. In terms of mini lessons, I have a couple that might be really useful for you this week. I have a response example walkthrough and a mini lesson about building sentences, along with the grammar vid and the little vid. I also stuck in here a really tiny video that reviews how to do a quote sandwich in your paper, because unlike last paper, we're working with 2 different sources. So you need to be able to incorporate quotes and paraphrases from Villanueva and Rodriguez in a scholarly, appropriate manner. So your optional extra credit is on here too. Your final stuff is due on Sunday. Let's look at these videos just so that you can see where they're at. So the response example walkthrough is basically me talking through an actual response paper. So this is from a past class. It's not the exact assignment that you guys are working on, but it's helpful to show the structure of a response paper. The building sentences mini lesson is going to give you some ideas for how to mix up your sentences and create sentences that don't feel repetitive. That's something a lot of students tell me is frustrating to them in their writing life, is that they feel like they're being repetitive. So check out this building sentences mini lesson for some help about how to structure and compose different kinds of sentences so that you have a nice rhythm in your writing. This quote sandwich review is really short. So we did a quote sandwich mini lesson earlier. This one is like just a quick review of it, so you can kind of like brush up on your skills. It's kind of fun because I'm actually working with a paragraph with a quote sandwich out of my own writing. So you guys can see how it sounds. It might sound bad, but check it out. And then this week's grammar vid is all about subject verb agreement. It's a pretty funny one. And then our little vid, which is one of my more favorite Key and Peele sketches. Key and Peele are just delightful. And if you haven't seen their substitute teacher sketches, there's 3 of them, I think, and they're fabulous. Go watch them all. It'd be awesome. Okay, so that's the overview for week 4. I'm going to pull us back out to our full view, and I'll close out this video. Okay, so it was a little bit quicker this week for the weekly overview. I didn't take as much time to go through step by step and like open up all of the assignments, because at this point, I think you guys have gone through pretty much every kind of assignment that we have. So you've looked at the grammar screencast, you've done a peer review discussion board already, you've turned in a final project already. So hopefully everything's starting to click into a rhythm for you. So a couple of quick things. I know you've been waiting with bated breath for the chat check-in number 4 prompt. Well, so we're talking a lot about quote sandwiches this week. So I want to know, what's your favorite kind of sandwich? What is the perfect sandwich? It could even be, if you were a sandwich, what kind of sandwich would you be? I have a hard time answering this one because I want to say something really cool, like prosciutto and mozzarella, tomatoes. I don't know. I'd probably be, honestly, like a really classic, delicious tuna sandwich. I don't know. Just some crunchy, like a little bit creamy. I don't know. So what kind of sandwich would you be? What's your perfect kind of sandwich? Bread? What kind of bread? Oh my God, what kind of bread would I put on my tuna sandwich? I don't know, like a toasted sourdough, maybe? But not a tuna melt. No, I say no to tuna melt. Anyway, that's your chat check-in for prompt. What kind of sandwich would you be? Bread, filling, accoutrement. So that's one announcement. My other announcement is, of course, please take me up on my conference times. My open office hours are for you. So if you want to talk all things response, I will talk to you about your papers. Again, if we have too many folks, we've been having like enough of a steady trickle that I've been able to talk to most of you one-on-one. So go ahead and stop by on the Zoom. But also remember that you can hit up your tutors for their help. You can send your papers along to them for advice. You can give them your drafts and ask for feedback. Any kind of help you need, your tutors are here for you. So don't forget to use them as a resource as well. Okay, I think that does it. Happy drafting, revising, and proofreading this week, and I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody.